and I teach for a fully online law school. I teach both fully online, face-to-face, and a little bit of blended. And I am in my 7th of 10 classes in the master's. I take 1 class per semester. I realize I'm officially starting my 3rd year now, so I am slowly getting there.
Thank you. Everybody online just missed my whole introduction. They're so lucky. I really did teach, for real. Okay, anyway, yeah, go ahead.
I'm Deborah Doggart. I am hoping to finish my coursework for my doctorate in December.
Oh, fantastic. Are you ABD?
I am in higher ed in the ED program.
Right. Oh, I meant have you taken it?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet. No.
All right.
Working toward it.
Okay.
Working toward it.
Fantastic.
So I'm picking up a couple of very interesting electives that I'm very excited about. I love online learning. I teach nursing.
Fantastic.
And I teach at Watts Nursing School, which is actually a diploma school. That's a long story, but I can explain it, but don't need to right now. My first degree is in biology and secondary education. So kind of came around, went to nursing school, got my master's in nursing ed at Duke, and then kind of came back around.
Fantastic. Well, what a wealth of experience you bring to our course. I don't even say to her because she knows everything. She's been through my courses before, so well, several of you have been. Poor souls. I don't know why you come back for the torture. It's just, I don't know what that is about. I have some of you I know are taking me twice. That's insanity right there. You are going to regret that, I think. Yeah.
Oh.
Luck with that. Anywho, I imagine you're going to be sleeping for the next 5 weeks, but whatever. All right, so can I hop right back here? And then, but Charlotte, would you mind? Thank you. Did Jonathan let you in, Stephen?
Somebody let me know the way out.
Like dark hair, tall dude?
Yeah.
Okay, well, she's going to check the door, and hopefully that's it. But we're going to jump over here.
All right, my name's Mike. I've been teaching in Franklin County for 10 years, 5th grade. And this is my last class in CNI program.
It's a high bar. Woo! Yeah, give it up, give it up.
And I like sports.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thanks. And thanks for letting me this be their last class. You're up.
My name is Steve Behringer. I currently teach at Carl Elementary. It's my 2nd year there. I had about 5 years in Durham beforehand. I'm looking to get my master's in instructional technology.
And in shortly an independent study, which I will be taking care of tomorrow. Yes. I knew he was going to ask me that. Thank you. You're up. Keenan Fellows.
Hi, my name is Mike Wood. I'm a math teacher at Athens Drive. I teach math and computer science for the past 8 years. And I guess a fun fact, I'm one of those, and both of them are your class.
So is this lady, I believe. Who else? Who else is a double victim? You all are. You seriously? I hope you have either Ambien or ADHD medication. One of the two. Or Red Bull. Lots of copious amounts of Red Bull. No. All right. So we're going to jump to you.
I'm Laura Fogel, and my 1.0 career was engineering. And I've been in education for a long time now. I work in Durham Public Schools, and I'm a tech facilitator, and this is also my last class.
Woohoo! We got 2 people. Nice. Excellent. Fantastic.
So I have 2 kids, one of which, like a week and a half after this class ends, she'll turn 16 the day after the class ends, and then she'll go to Japan for 6 weeks.
Wow, how exciting.
Yeah.
Are you planning on visiting while she's there or no?
No.
No? You're going to celebrate while she's not there? Who's really getting a vacation there? That's really what I want to know. Are you getting an exchange student in return or no?
No.
Fantastic. Great time. All right. Thank you.
I'm Janet Neighbors. This is my first class.
Woohoo! Yay, give it up. Last and first. Beginning and the end of the journey.
I've been teaching between Michigan and Lake County 19 years.
Woo.
So a long time.
Central Michigan, Chippewas.
My son was. I have 3 children, 12, 13, and 17, so I'm busy.
Yep.
And it's just time.
Good. Fantastic. You should go Chippewas. Okay. Thank you for being here. Charlotte.
My name is Charlotte Lee Russell. I'm a 3rd year doctoral student in adult education.
Woohoo! Tell us one fun fact about you, Charlotte. Tell them about what you did.
I have a condo in Burlington.
Woohoo! Well, and she's so humble that she's not going to also share that she She, again, is a double doer, double dipper. She had me this last semester, but I don't know if it had anything to do with this, but she brought her Tuck Club to the NC Ties conference, and they were a huge, huge hit. So very, very good work that she's doing. I'm going to swing it around to this fine gentleman.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Ricks, and I am in the PhD program in counseling and counseling
What's up with all
education.
you doctorate students? Get out of here.
I'm taking this course to satisfy my electives, but there's also a method to the madness. I was a middle school teacher for 3 years, middle school math teacher, and then I was a high school counselor for 5 years before I started my doctoral. Now I'm an academic advisor at North Carolina Central University.
Nice.
But school counseling is my passion, so I'm hoping to use all of this when I go back, because that's what I would like to do for a while, is to be a school counselor again, and to use technology in like classroom counseling lessons. So I've got 1 year of class left, which seems like it's taking forever, and then I'll start my final research endeavor.
Wow. All right, so I'm going to go back just because. Okay, so who's your advisor?
Dr. Hatcher.
Okay. Who's my other PhD? Charlotte? Who's your advisor? Oh, Diane Chapman? Oh, that's nice. Who's your advisor?
Dr. Gerler?
Oh, I don't know who that is.
He knows you.
He doesn't. Just like, we can talk later. Everything you said is true, not true, true, not true. Am I? Oh, okay. It's all true then. Okay, it's all true. All right, I'm going to hop over here.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm Melissa Crassi, and I'm taking these courses to work towards my 18079 certification in technology. I have my master's in technology from Ramco College in New Jersey that I got many years ago, and as technology changes, you need to be...
2010.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Old.
So you need to continue to stay up to it, so I'm getting a new certification in the area.
Fantastic. All right, great.
All right, hello, Internet. I'm Spencer
Internet.
Ziegler. Oh, yeah. I'm Spencer Ziegler. I'm part of the Instructional Technology Master's Program. Given that is my 7th class.
Wow.
My 8th class will also be with you. I was feeling good about that until the voting message. Now I'm starting to not be so
It's
certain.
doable. It's just painful.
So I have a fun time.
It's just like a Band-Aid. Just rip it off really fast.
I teach in Wake County, Waco Men's Leadership Academy, a small public school. It's just our 2nd year operating. It's my 2nd year down here. Before that, I taught for 5 years in Massachusetts.
Fantastic. All right. What's one fun fact about you?
One fun fact. Okay, here's the magic trick. Yeah, that's fun.
Amazing. Try doing that when I put your grade, like right before I put your grade in, just like call me up and do that, and then
Okay.
I might change my rubric feedback.
Hi,
Shelley.
I'm Shelley Norman. I am a librarian at Cardinal Gibbons High School, and decided to start this program not quite a year ago, but almost, when we came to the Friday Institute for some professional development. I guess I decided, yeah, why not get another degree?
Why not? And have the same person. Yeah.
So I'm actually pretty excited. This is my first class, so
Woohoo.
I'm excited now.
Woohoo.
Fun fact, my husband, grandfather, aunt, and great-grandmother all graduated from the second.
No way! I did not know. How come we talked about this before? Have we talked about this before? Oh, we are so talking about that. Chippewas! Oh my gosh, that's exciting. All right. All right, so thank you all very much for taking that time to kind of introduce yourself to your colleagues who are not here. Before moving on, has everybody had a chance? Everybody's navigated to the course. Am I correct about that? All right?
Actually, no, that's slightly incorrect. I can't log on. Mine's blocked. It's a school computer, and I can't log on.
Okay, so you're just going to have to take lots of notes, and maybe Spencer or Shelley will be willing to share with you, right? I can't control the little piece of DNA you got to get to make your computer work.
Well, this is really cool.
Right, all right, we'll be good. Fantastic. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to say some things again. So I just want to go ahead and like ask for forgiveness and with greatest humility. You know, I'm going to probably say some things that, like tonight that are like, no, duh. But you all are also here, and that says a lot about your choices and about how you approach this course. And there are just some things that I got to say so that make sure that all, you know, that we bring in the high tide so that all boats rise. And so again, if this is like, duh, you know this, just leave it, and if not, then hopefully it will help you be successful in this course. So I think I've already said this once, but I'll just want to get it on recorded. You know, whatever device you're on, it doesn't matter. Remember, it's not so much the device, it's the browser. And Internet Explorer and Safari are just not your friends. And when you keep pushing it and you can't get your profile picture to change, and then you call me up and I tell you don't use Explorer, and then you switch over, and then that's what it is. It's Explorer. I don't know why or what it is, but Firefox or Chrome, okay? So that's the first thing that I want to take care of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually share my screen as I talk, all right, so that the folks at home will actually be able to see, and that's another beautiful thing about Google Hangouts. So I'm going to, like, I can't help. I was always teachable mode when it's layered in. So anyway, one of the reasons I love Google Hangouts is because it's not just me who has control to share my screen. So like when I do, my 652 people have to do a presentation, several of them are virtual, some of them are here, and then all they do is just take the screen share control and they start presenting to us in the little room right there, and they're in Burlington. So it's a really neat feature that you don't have to do anything special for. It's going to look all crazy like that, but it will look normal to them. It gets all psychedelic. All right, so here we are. We're at my course. Does it look familiar? Have you guys seen a course like this? Looks like everybody else's course, right? Big, long, 10-story Moodle-fied PDF downloader is really what Moodle is mostly used as, and I am obviously not a big fan of that. So yes, I do have a kind of a unique design in terms of my classes, but I hope that you find that they're very user-friendly and very, hopefully, easier than scrolling, unless you're a big fan of scrolling. If you're a big fan of scrolling, I can put it back to topics and we can go from there. But let me just give you some basics about the lay of the land. A couple of different things. Obviously, this is a Voki. It's a speaking avatar. You guys will have fun with that in about 7 days. That will have a weekly message. The week will change up there every time I change it. It's just sort of just-in-time scaffolding. There's a problem that all of you are having. I will try to take care of it there, or just a general rah-ha-ha, here's what you're doing this week. I have some RSS feeds down below if you're interested in the kind of stuff I follow and tweet. Those are some of my favorites that are down there. So that's the right-hand side. In the middle of our course, you have a social forum. It's a giant water cooler. Use it as such. Ask questions. Get help. I do not claim to know everything about the internet or any tool or everything. I do not own all of knowledge in the world. And in fact, we are going to pool our knowledge, and that's where you pool it, is right there. So celebrate, vent, ask questions. Tell me what an awesome instructor I am right there in that social forum, and I will be loading things in there every once in a while. So just take a moment every time you check in, take a quick peek there, because I sometimes will also take care of problems or concerns or issues, or if a link has been broken or something, instead of getting 25 emails, I may have already taken care of it in the social forum. So definitely check that out. Basically, it works just like a backwards Twitter or backwards blog. It'll actually scroll down. So the latest one will be on the top, and then you can reply to them as you see fit. But definitely be an active member of our social forum. Need help, get help, go there first. And then the rest is pretty self-explanatory. Your navigation is primarily going to be over here on the left. Everything you need in this course is here. It does require you, though, again, remember I said with Humbless, it requires you to read everything, because everything is there, but you're gonna actually have to like look at my directions in order to actually know what to do. A couple different things. Everything that I use is in Google Docs. I don't edit in Moodle or do anything, so everything will kind of look like this. It'll kind of pop out as a published Word document or Google Doc. And there, you know, everything just like in Google Docs, anything that's blue, you can see my hand is changing. Anything that's linked in blue is a link. All right, and I do try to use some orange to highlight and some capital letters and some other things to try to bring your attention to things, but it really is upon you to make sure that if you see something that's blue, it's linked. Now let's talk about links in Moodle and Google Docs and how much they like each other. For the most part, everything you click on it, it will download the PDF, it'll do what it's supposed to do, but every once in a while, my document and Moodle just don't want to talk. And all that requires is just for you to very gently, you know, press your right tab, you know, your right mouse, and then just say open in a new tab. So if you push it, I'm sure pushing it 5 more times will make it work, or push your right clicker and say open in a new tab and in a new window, okay? And it's hit or miss what will click and what will not. So if something is not opening, try that first. Okay? So I definitely expect that you look through the syllabus. I will know who has looked through the syllabus because there's something for you to do in the syllabus. So I will know who has read the syllabus. So that's if you'd like to do it. Let me talk to you a little bit about this layout. So again, this is a pop-up window or an open in frame window in a Moodle. You can always use your back button to navigate, or if you like using your cookies, you just pull this window down and you can see the cookies there. Why it covers up the cookies, I have no idea. But this left nav bar will show up everywhere except on the syllabus and probably course announcements. I'll have to make a liar of me. No, there it will. Just the only thing it will not show up is on the syllabus. I will be tweeting. I have it course announcements. I will use those very rarely. That's forced to your email. Oh, one thing I will tell you right now. They upgraded Moodle. Listen to me now. Don't email me because I'm telling you now. Telling you right now. I called Delta. I tried. I begged. I did everything. But they updated to a newer version. I went, and the reason I know this is because you know how your little tiny little thumbnail picture, that little tiny baby picture of yourself, right? This little baby picture that I do definitely hope that you all will change. This little guy right here, when you go and update your own profile, right? You want to go and update your profile immediately. Do not pass go. Do not post. Go to your profile and immediately, and the reason I say do that is go to my profile settings, edit your profile. The reason I say this is, at least for me, okay, and now they may have changed it, but this guy right here, forum auto subscribe, was defaulted to yes, when I post, please subscribe me. And if you would like to get 200 emails in your email box, please do not do what I've just said, but don't email me either when you get said 200 emails in your email box. Please change your profile setting immediately. If you post before you do that, it doesn't matter. The post, the introduction post, most likely is the one you might jump on. Even if you go and change this afterward, you are stuck with the one that you did. Like once you post in a form, you're done. Good luck with that. So the first thing I would do would be to edit my profile and change this little fun setting right there. Why? I think I always tell them they did the same exact thing the last time, and hopefully they've changed it, and I'm wrong, but who knows. I will be tweeting to ECI514. For those of you who are familiar with Twitter, hashtags are just simply a way to have a topic around a conversation so that we're all connected in that way. If you're using TweetDeck, you would put it in there. Or go to Twitter and search for #ECI14 and make sure you push view all tweets, so that you can see all of those. In fact, I haven't pulled in my TweetDeck, but I will, like 512, you're already right here, and then I will add 514 in here, and I will be cruising there and looking to see if it's not a requirement for this course, though. When you're ready to look at your grades and all of my awesome feedback to your awesome work, you will just simply click here, and it will default to your report. My feedback will be here in rubric form. Yes, I give immediate, clear, succinct feedback to guide and support you moving forward. So please check your grades. In fact, I will probably, just because of the summer and the setting, your stuff is always due on Wednesday, I'll talk about that more, but you will probably have feedback a week from this Friday so that I can set you up for the weekend and make sure your forms are the way they need to be. But we'll talk more about that. Any questions so far? What's the first thing you're going to do? Edit your profile. Put a little picture. It doesn't have to be a picture of you, but can we just get rid of the scary shadow figure? It doesn't entice people to respond to your post when you're a scary shadow figure. So find a flower, find something, take a picture with your webcam, do whatever. Question in the back. You were stretching, you were thinking. Okay. All right, so let's get into it. You ready? So the first week, okay, so basically it's a week at a time. Here's the bottom line. You're going to do 2 weeks of work in 1 week. Welcome to summer course. Remember, you knew, and I'm going to be very honest about this as well. We all have incredible responsibilities, obligations, families, kids, school, you name it, but you knew all that when you pushed the register button. And everybody's in the same boat. I certainly am open. Family is professional duties, family, then your professional duties, and then this course. I totally get that. But I don't get that after a due date. I get it the Monday, the Tuesday before that something is due, but not after. Anything is negotiable if you give me enough notice, and I'm not talking 2 hours before something is due. If you're having trouble with group work or anything like that, I need to know that immediately, not the night before it's due. You only have one group work. Lucky. Wait, what class is this? You have no group work in this class. Okay, scratch that. Scratch the group work thing. Okay, so again, email me, call me, let me know. You have 3,000 Common Core meeting, or you have a testing meeting that popped up, and you have to go and blah blah blah. On the other hand, though, this is graduate school. I have opened this course up a week early. Get ahead. Don't push yourself to where you are sweating to death on a Wednesday because you know you have stuff due at midnight. You have weekends. You have to get yourself in a week ahead of cycle. Is the only way you're going to survive this course. I'm just going to be straight up with you. If you wait till Wednesday and wait to play with the tool and try to apply it and get all that done at 10 o'clock, then that's not necessarily the best way to go. Try to be ahead. Just like if we were to meet face-to-face, read in the back of the car, reading and being prepared to come to class ready to go, not scrambling and reading as you're walking to class. So it's the same idea. All right, so let's walk through these. I'll walk through just 2 weeks, just because obviously this one's a little bit different. There's a little bit more here. Every one of my weeks or units, and forgive me for this, you're going to see week and unit, same thing, but I'm just not going to change my entire course to change it from week to unit, but a week is a unit is a unit is a week. And then you'll also see, actually I didn't change the numbers here. I think I changed them here, but didn't change them. Let me see. No, I left them. Never mind. It's the other course. I get you guys confused with 512. I just switched 512. Oh, 512 to summer. It's painful. Anyway, it's painful. Yes. Anyway, every one of my weekly unit or unit links will bring you to a landing page. Everything you need to do for this week, my weeks run Monday through Friday. You have weekends off. Congratulations. Right. Everything is due on a Wednesday. Everything. And sometimes you're gonna have 2 things due every week on a Wednesday. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay? So, but what you'll see is an overview. If there was something you had to print, if you had a deep longing to print something, then this would be what I would print. But again, it's still very neutral. You need to go through your calendar, how you organize yourself, however you do that. But these are the things that you will be doing this week, and basically what you're doing, when they're due, and how they will be evaluated. Questions or concerns? So both of these things are due next Wednesday. No ifs, no ands, no buts. All right, so that's just an at a glance. You can skip that if you want, but I think it's a good thing to check into. The bold-faced links are the directions and activities. The second link underneath is usually where you have to put it or do it. Okay, so let's just start with orientation. It's pretty straightforward. I will put some videos in here. But again, I use icon-based. Everything that's next to the 3 little dots, you must look at, review, or read. The little people talking means that's a forum. And then you will find step by step by step directions of what it is you're supposed to do. So for example, when it says, where's the Lionite? Right there. Go to our public Lionite canvas. So that's what I mean about you have to read. It's there, but you got to find it, but it's there. So everything you need to do to complete this activity is laid out for you right here. Questions or concerns? There is no feedback for this one, obviously, because this is just about getting to know you as a community of learners. So this is your introduction forum and then a Lionite activity, a visual analogy activity. Okay? So let's jump to what a more typical learning adventure will look like. You can start that anytime. You might want to just get that on over with after you edit your profile. Oh, don't mess me up. Okay, so here, let's get down to it. So this is where the learning really begins. So this one, and I will name them 1, 2, is week 1, 3, 4, week 2, 5, 6. Okay, so I do keep them numbered just to keep my brain straight and to help keep the feedback straight. Okay, so don't get thrown off by this number. You always have 2 assignments every week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So again, here's everything. You all should have ordered the multimedia book by Richard Mayer. Give me a thumbs up if you have that book in hand. If you do not have that book in hand, you need to meet with somebody because you have to have a forum in place by next Wednesday. That's why I sent it out like almost 3 weeks ago. Okay? And then again, like I said, everything that's blue is a link. For the most part, my PDFs and etc. or my multi-links work just fine. That'll pull you to a PDF and you just read. You can print that, you can do whatever you want, okay? You can do whatever you want with that PDF, but that's how you access it. Everything that is linked here is required. Not optional, not suggested, not if you have time, required. And then you will take these readings, and what I do is for the book, I highlight the chapters that are due that week in orange. Everything else is linked for you. They're not always articles. Sometimes they're blogs, sometimes they're videos. I try to mix it up. It's not completely like put you to sleep research. Okay? But in the beginning, of course, it's going to be a little more theory heavy, and then we'll get more into more funness as we move along. So you're going to read all these things, synthesize them, think about them, reflect them, mash them against your own experience or future or what you hope to do. And then you're going to engage in a forum around these ideas. This is where synthesis and application come into place. This is where I know that you as a graduate student are actually applying your knowledge. The only way I know such thing is that you actually go into the forum using APA, construct a graduate level response that incorporates all of the required materials. Let me say that one more time. A synthesized APA, graduate level, academic written, formal, forum equals formal, response that incorporates all of the required materials. You only have 5 of them. But the nature of this book is we are going to go through 12 principles, and that's basically what you're going to do. You're going to learn about the principle, okay? You're going to learn and talk academically and scholarly with your peers and relate that to your experience and future experience, and you guys are going to have a great time, and you're going to do that in the forum. Your original post needs to be in the forum, posted into the forum by midnight on Wednesday or before. You can post it Sunday if you want. Doesn't matter. You can always work ahead. You don't have to wait until Wednesday to post. But I will look at those post dates and make sure that they were done by Wednesday at midnight. In addition to that, not only am I looking for specific, clear, and consistent using current APA in your response, that's one criteria that must be posted by Wednesday. You must also reply and engage in the intellectual culture of your colleagues. And that doesn't mean responding, yeah, I really like your post, it's awesome. Like, actually add, extend, and elaborate the concepts that the person talked about and add your own thoughts and questions and push each other around these concepts. You need to do that by Friday. So, let me talk about it again. Monday through Wednesday, you can post anytime. You could go through and do all the posts, but you have to be engaged in the weekly, the one that we're in right then. You post by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you're replying to folks. You know, you're going in, you're checking the form. So what that means is that you need to just about be coming to this course over these next 5 weeks, just about every day. Checking the forum and replying. I also need you to make those replies on 2 different days. And here's why. Because listen, I just don't want you coming in, and not that anybody in this room would do that. Nobody in this room would do that. But it has been my experience that some grad students will pop in the forum on Wednesday, make their post, make their 2 replies, and that's it. Boom, bam, boom, we never see them again. And I'm not really sure how you actually benefit from a community of learning if you're not actually engaged in the community. So you will come into this forum, you will post whenever you want before Wednesday, and you can reply all the time, all the way until Friday. So I will be looking for 2 posts on 2 different days, replies, 2 replies on 2 different days to at least 2 of your colleagues. And yes, I will find them. Anybody had me before? Okay? So I will know who and when you reply to who. Okay? Any questions about the form rubric? This is the academic piece of the course. It's the only way that I know that you're reading the materials and actually thinking about them. Questions about that? Forum equals formal. Now, that's all great and well, but I want you to take it a step further. And obviously, in the normal semester, you would have a week to sort of digest all of this great stuff and all of the great mayor's principles that you're going to encounter each week, and then you have a week to kind of sit on them and then apply them. Well, you kind of have to do both of them at the same time. So what you're going to do is you're going to learn about a principle, signaling, coherence, spatial temporal, dual coding, whatever it is, and then you're going to actually demonstrate to me your understanding and application of that signaling principle or whatever the topic is of that week by using a Web 2.0 tool in which you do not use APA or academic language, because I want you to consider these in terms of how you might share these with your colleagues or how you might put them on your portfolio for when you go and interview for a tech director's job. And that the principal is not going to want to read APA on your Poplet. They're going to want to know what is signaling principle and what does that mean. Okay? Now, the first one is the easiest of them because really we start with theory and it's really just asking you to make a little vocabulary that actually just describes your own personal learning theory, what your experience around that is. They record up to a minute, right? And so, yeah, I'm trying to get you down to kind of be succinct about it, but let's say you really need 2 minutes worth of talking to explain your point. You can make more than one vocabulary. So I always thought that's kind of funny, but that's the only time really where you would need to make one, but you probably can get away with one. So what will happen is I will give you the directions, and I'm going to jump into another one to give you a little more understanding because this one's a little bit not as fun. So you're just going to be, again, I'll give you some more, just a little more stuff for you to look at, and then I give you step-by-step directions about what it is I expect you to do. And then I have a rubric. Okay? Vocabulary, a couple things about vocabulary. You know, one, and okay, let me just say this. If I were you, first I'd go change my profile. And then I would just go through this course entirely with a fine-tooth comb, and I would mash it up to my calendar, and I would figure out when and where and how I'm going to get all this stuff done. And then the next thing I would do is I would go through and sign up for every one of these tools and start playing. Do not expect that you're going to, if you are super techie, great, but even I have lost my mind on vocabulary. Okay, and vocabulary is a Web 2.0 tool, and it has its days. But if you saddle up to your computer and expect to learn the tool and then actually create something that's going to meet my criteria all in one sitting, good luck with that. What I suggest is that you actually take time to play with these tools without the pressure of the assignment on you. I cannot tell you how many vocaries, boys threads, you name it, that I've made for my husband first, then I made it for class or school or whatever. Does that make sense? You can't, at 9 o'clock, after working all day, come here and learn this tool and then I'll also produce something that's going to be of quality. So I would sign up for all of the tools in this course and start playing with them immediately. And then what will happen is you'll create your vocabulary, you'll make it public, and then you'll come in here into our gallery and you will link it. I have directions for here. It's just a wiki. You're going to edit it. You're not going to mess with anybody else's stuff. You're going to get down below somebody else's stuff. Cancel is your friend. If you think you've done anything, cancel. And you're going to come in, put your name, and put your link. Couple of things about the new Moodle. One thing about Moodle, why Moodle? I do not understand. If you put a URL here, you would think it would be already hot. It's not. I don't know why. But please make life easy on your friends and make life easier on your instructor. And when you actually post your URL, you've already got it on your clipboard. You're going to paste it right there. What you're going to need to do is you're going to highlight it, and you're going to have to manually link them for me. Okay, I do not understand why they don't link on their own, but they don't. And so please don't have it be like, Lisa, link, and then it's dead. So please, do us all a favor and go ahead and manually link your stuff. Any questions about that? Now, like I said, the first one is pretty straightforward. I kind of start you off easy. It's really personal. You're just going to do a vocabulary that's about you. And that one's a little easier. Obviously, you're going to bring in learning theories and whatever, and that's how I'll see your application. And again, talk to me like you're talking to your colleague, not like you're talking at school, academic. Remember, the galleries are not academic. I want them to be in layman terms. But so that one is the easiest one. So let me jump over to one that's going to be a little bit where I really get you into application. So in week 2, we get into simulations. And what are some of the principles in design, instructional design around simulations? And again, you're going to read all this wonderful stuff, and then you're going to go in the forum and have an excellent conversation using APA. If none of you are familiar with APA, APA-OWL, Google it. APA-OWL at Purdue, I practically use that to finish my dissertation. So if you're not, you don't have to buy the book or anything, APA-OWL will get you through. And I'm sure Shelley will also put some great references in our social forum for us. Call on the librarian. All right. So that's all pretty standard. That's the same. But here's where it really does start to get a little bit harder, and why this is not until the second week. So, oops, wrong thing. Like, you all see the gallery. You don't care about that. Come on. So starting in week 2, or really assignment 4, whichever. So now I'm actually bumping it up now. So not only now, so we've been talking about simulations, you've been learning about them, you've been reading about them. Well, now what you're going to do is you're going to create a Padlet, but you're going to go and find a simulation, and you're going to evaluate it through the lens of the Mayer principle. In layman terms, you're going to tell me what is there, what are the 5 extraneous principles, and how are they or are they not represented in your simulation. So, but you're doing that in layman language. So what happens is I will open up a Padlet, which is just a giant sticky board wall, and I will see your video of your simulation that you have chosen embedded there, and then I'll see your sticky notes that talk about the 5 different principles and how this simulation does or does not apply. Make sense? So that's really where the application comes in. And that's kind of how it goes on and on through the same. We get to games, you're going to find a game, you're going to use the principles that you're learning that week, and you're going to apply it, but you're going to use a Web 2.0 tool to display that understanding. Make sense? You're going to be using, it's sad that I don't know this, Voki, Padlet, oh, Poplet. These are all pretty easy. They're also a lot of web-based. And, I forgot about this part. Wait, did I do it? Okay, yeah, I think I did it. Okay, so all the directions are here for the tool of choice. But I'm just simply suggesting this. I love this tool just because it has a lot of extra features. Are there a million tools out there? Absolutely. And in fact, I give you some options. But I'm just not going to scaffold that. If you choose to use Lionite, may the force be with you. Go forth and conquer. And that's fine. It's totally fine. If you're an iPad user, Quarkless is the same kind of idea, but on a iPad. You just have to make sure that I can get a URL. I have to see it somehow. Does that make sense? So these are optional tools, meaning that if you want to, you are more than welcome. If you pop down here and say, I like this one way better than that crazy one she has up there, knock yourself out. But I am just scaffolding the one tool. I went to sleep. Make sense? So definitely you want to check that out. And honestly, obviously, there's some method to my madness. I'm also trying to fill your toolbox. And I'm also giving you an iPad option. So for every tool, there is an option. And I hope, please don't make a liar of my own self. I believe that I have given you an iPad option every time. So again, my tool of choice is Poplet. You'll be choosing a game, and then I give you a ton to choose from. I've had lots of people take me up on that. Lots of people just like spicy notes. It's fine. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. You can choose any tool as long as it's within the genre of tools that we're using that week. If it's a sticky wall, choose another sticky wall. The concept map, choose another concept map. Make sense? But these are a little more than just you making. You actually have to now start finding, like, you're going to be evaluating a simulation. You're going to be evaluating a game. So you have to, like, not only do you have to do the forum, you have to find your simulation, you have to evaluate it, and then you've got to create your Poplet that tells me your evaluation of the simulation. So it's a lot of work to do. That's normally spread over 2 weeks, and you guys are going to do it in 1 week. Okay? And then finally, let's see what you're doing in 4. It's kind of sad that I don't even know what tools. It's so sad. Oh yeah, Ed Puzzle. So I would say the one, and this is where it says a video, this is really, there's a whole bunch of tools out there now that let you put questions, insert questions and polls in the middle of videos, and that's basically what you're doing. It's called participatory culture. It's one of the generative principles of Mayer, and you're basically going to do that. But that one is not an easy tool. That's that's not the easiest tool on the face of the planet. So you definitely want to look ahead and start playing with that one. You're going to go and find your video. You can either use a billion of these. In fact, Edpuzzle practically lets you pull in from any of these sites. You can use a video that's already out there. You're welcome to create your own. It allows you to voice over. It allows you to do all these kinds of things. But the thing is that me mashing up here, you have to play with tools. You cannot break a Web 2.0 tool. Mash every button, push everything, see what it does. If it goes crazy, don't push that button again. But you will never know. You are not going to come at 9 o'clock on a Wednesday night and just be starting to play with that puzzle. That is not going to happen. I mean, unless you're like maybe some people can do it. I couldn't do it. All right? All of your directions are there for that one. And then life gets easy. I mean, that's pretty much it. And then you're pretty much through the hall. You've got one more form to do. And then at the very end, what I do is I actually let you use a Google form to evaluate. We're going to be looking at universal design of learning principles. And you are going to be looking at 5. You're going to choose 2 out of 5 videos to watch and basically analyze what UDL principles are in there. And you will submit your answer in a Google form. Here are all the samples that you will take a look at. You will choose 2 of them, and you will go through this Google form twice. And then all of the answers that you generate in the spreadsheet will pop up in the gallery. So if you can make it past week 4, you're there. Because this is probably the easiest week. Make sense? So you got a little bit of work to do. It is absolutely doable, but it is that simple. I've left off the final project. I did leave the last 2 weeks of work in there just for your own edification. I do get into copyright and gender and multimedia. That's there for you. You do nothing. It's just there for you to grab, look, and steal if you want. So read, write, formally, apply. Boom, 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 boom. That's it. Questions or concerns? Okay, we're done. I mean, that's it. I mean, that's it, guys. I mean, this is a pretty straightforward class. Let me take this off screen sharing. It's just a matter of really just getting ahead and playing with those tools well in advance of them being due. Right? Make sure you're okay. There's water, and if you need it, right around the corner. Trying to think what else. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I think the tools and finding your simulations and your games and your video, and I would say, you know, Edpuzzle is, you know, there's Educanon, Blabber TV. There's some other optional tools that I've given you down there at the bottom of the directions for Edpuzzle. But I love Edpuzzle the most because it allows you to go to Khan Academy, LearnZillion, TeacherTube, and you can use one of their videos. You can voice over. You can insert questions in the middle. It's amazing. I like Edpuzzle too because you can create classes. And the reason I like it is because, you know, if you send kids like you guys, for example, like I should do my own video in Edpuzzle because I can actually, you can set up a class and kids can actually sign in. You can actually see which kids watch and who just scrub through, so that you can actually have a conversation with the kid and say, oh, you mean you may not know that because you skipped from 1:03 to 4 minutes and 20 seconds? Oh, it keeps track of that stuff for you. It also keeps all the statistics on the questions that kids answer, who got it right, what did they get right, and who is scrubbing through your videos. That's why I like Edpuzzle. Are there some other ones that are a lot easier, like Blabber TV? If you want a question that pops up every 30 seconds, like a robot, fine. That's your choice. I'm always going to present what I believe to be the most teacher-friendly, instructional-friendly tool. That's the one I'm going to scaffold. But you're always welcome to use one because one just may resonate better with you, and that's completely fine. Like I go back and forth between Lionite and Padlet. Like I love them both, but there's a couple reasons why I elevate Padlet over Lionite. Okay? All right, you guys are super quiet. You have no questions. You know what to do. You guys are golden. Okay. I mean, any other questions? I mean, that's the purpose of this meeting. That was easy. What time is it? Ooh, okay. Yes, Jonathan.
Are you looking for a lot of, in our replies to the form, are you looking for a lot of APA citations?
Not in your replies. Just in your original post. Good question. Excellent question. You're certainly welcome. And speaking of that, a couple things about the APA. I'm only looking for insight textations. I don't need you to give me a reference of all the materials that I just gave you to read. I am well aware of everything that I've asked you to read. What I'm saying is that if you quote Mayer, like, you know, on page 429, Mayer referred to quotations, page number, or any of the other articles that you are insight texting them. And please, a couple things about that. So please try to use some page numbers and some direct quotes where applicable, if possible. You're more than welcome to bring any other research or anything else from any other classes you're in, and that seems applicable, bring that in. If you do bring something that I haven't given you to read or made required, you do need to reference that. But I am only looking for insight text. I'm only looking for page numbers, years, and names. I would like to see some direct quotes where possible. And here's the other thing. Like, I also am interested in your voice. And so I'm not a big fan of citation, 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 and like, where is your voice? I personally never end a paragraph with a citation of someone else's work. Because then I'm like, and what do you think about that? Every time you cite something, the purpose of doing that is because the very next statement should be, so what? What do you think about that? How was that applied to your experience? Do you agree, disagree? But a litany of citations tells me nothing. And to end a paragraph on a cite tells me nothing. And what? So just be cautious about that. I do want all of your, that means you do have to work in all of the citations somewhere in your paragraphs, but be thoughtful in how you craft that. And make sure that every time you cite something, you are saying, you're telling, where is your voice in reaction or in reference or in synthesis to that. And you can refer to your own class or your own experience. You can say, yeah, I see what Mayer means by that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you can bring it personal, but I just want to make sure that you are referring and citing all of the required materials. Make sense? There's something else I was going to say, and now I forget. Oh, well, it'll come to me. Oh, there was something else about APA, but I guess that's it. But I mean, don't lose your minds. I mean, this isn't, of course, an APA. I'm just asking you to elevate the bar and make sure that if we're using and referring to materials that we're giving credit where credit's due. But again, as a reminder, I don't want to see APA. I don't want to see according to Mayer on your poplet. I don't want that. I want it in layman's language because that's, for me, that is the learning. That is where you have to grow, and that's where cognitive disequilibrium will take place. Because you're going to have to take what you wrote about and thought about academically and actually apply it in layman's language. And then that's something you can share as a portfolio or part of your portfolio moving forward. Okay. Okay, people are ready to go, I can tell. I'm going to stop broadcasting unless anybody has any final questions, thoughts, or concerns. Seems simple, right? Okay. Any questions about the gallery? Yes, Laura. Straightforward?
Silly, but I'm just trying to, as I'm sort of unpacking the calendar. So the week's May 19th to 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Monday through
Friday.
Yep.
That stuff is due.
19, 20, 21.
It's due on the 21st.
Yep.
Even though the week rolls through the 23rd, it's not due the following Wednesday.
No.
It's due the Wednesday.
No, because I need to have 2 days for you guys to actually have interplay. So it has to be due within that week early so that people have time to reply. So yeah. Yep. But guess what? The course is open now. So you guys can start now. That's kind of the reason why I do this, because I realize I'm not easy. I realize that. But that's also why I opened the course up a week and 2 days early. Well, no, I guess not. A week early. All right, what's going on here? Questions, concerns? Yeah, what do you mean? Oh, and let's talk about that. Don't get so hung up on locations and page numbers if you're using the Kindle version. I will put some stuff in the social forum about how do you cite the Kindle version, but you have to realize that if you have, like me, like old, and your letters are like this big, then my location is going to be different than your location. So that doesn't really matter. It's just about, like, at least, giving credit, like Mayer. At least, tell me it came from Mayer. I'm not going to get hung up. I mean, just if you're on an iPad, just give the closest proximity and put it in there and cite it as best as you can. But I will put some stuff in the forum, and maybe Shelley can help us with some better iPad stuff.
I would just summarize it.
Huh?
I was just going to summarize this and I can think of it.
That's right. There you go. But that doesn't help you on the direct quotes, which I mean, I want you to try to balance. I'm not going to get in there, but it's certainly, I like a variety. I like to see you summarizing, and I also like you to do some direct quotes where possible. You know? Okay, what other thoughts, questions? So yes, everything is due on Wednesday, and then 2 days for replying. And I mean, if we get into this and it just starts to be like, you guys just need a break and you need me to move something to the Friday, I just know what Fridays are like. I mean, I know where I'm at on a Friday, and I'm in no position or condition to probably be doing any kind of graduate school work. So I'm just trying to, even though it seems hard and rough, I'm also actually trying to get you to get the work done in the middle of the week so that you can actually leave your some time. I know, kids and soccer and whatever. And again, professional duties for our family, then professional duties, and